Hello. Well, it looks like it might be an okay day today. We have had so much rain, you wouldn't believe it. Yesterday, I didn't even get out the door. Poured and poured the entire day. The day before, I went down to Wilkinson's to see if I could take advantage of the cheap seeds. And the heavens absolutely opened when I was in Wilkinson's. It was like a sheet of water coming down. So I was stranded in Wilkinson's for quite some time. Hence, I got rather more seeds than I had intended to get, which isn't a bad thing, is it? I was quite happy really. All half price. I managed to get cauliflower. I haven't grown cauliflower before, so I might give that a try. This is all for next year, this seed. Some beetroot, some peppers. What else did I get? Oh, I've been after these for a while. These enormous runner beans. And some scarlet emperor, broccoli. But what I mainly got was flowers, because actually there wasn't a massive amount of veg available. So I got loads of lovely annuals. Got those lovely red sunflowers. They look quite nice, don't they? There's a couple of different types of zinnias. I got tagets, which I love for the smell. 2 types of tagets. I got some giant poppies. What I did get, which I've always loved since I was a child, see if I can find it, is this. It's honesty. It's that stuff that gets those little like tracing paper discs with the seeds in. I loved that as a kid. Anyway, I spotted that and I've noticed on the back it's a biennial, so I'm going to try and plant that in the garden at some point, probably today or tomorrow, and hopefully that'll come up next year. A few days ago we paid a visit to a local plant nursery. I think it's like a huge place on about an acre, and it's all ramshackle. There's all massive racks of stuff scattered everywhere, and anyway, it's a very interesting place and cheap. And I picked up these, well, all that you see before you. These particularly I thought was a pretty good deal. £6 for these hanging baskets of strawberries. I'm not particularly interested in getting the strawberries this year, but for next year I'm wanting to increase the number I've got. So I've counted up and there must be about 10 strawberry plants in each one of these, and I'm just going to wait now for them to throw off the runners, and I think I'll just sit them on this table and put little pots all around. And oh, Beryl, can you hear the hen? She does your head in, cooking the whole time, wanting little treats, I think. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try and propagate them from the runners, and then I'll cut the runners off. I think I'll take these bigger plants out of here and put them elsewhere, and put the little runner plants back in here for next year. I quite like these because they've got, I don't know whether you can tell, there's a one, little pink flowers. So I thought that was quite a nice little thing. This one's called Summer Breeze Rose Strawberries. Never heard of these. And the other one's something different again, if the label's right. Roman. So yeah, I thought that was worth taking a chance on. And this, I got this. I've been buying things lately because the weather's been bad. I haven't been able to get into the garden to distract us from the shops. I got this from Lidl. So it's like a stacking thing, you know, there's 3 here. And there's little perforations in the bottom, so you stack them up. I'm sure everybody recognises this kind of thing. And I think I'll probably put these strawberries in here, and I might see if I can take a little nip down to Lidl maybe today and see if I can pick up another one of these, because I think that would be good to have a tall one, vertical grown and all that. You know, it's the way to go when you're short on space. So another little experiment I've been trying this year is to make my own herbal teas. We drink quite a lot of herbal tea, and you have to buy the little sachets and all of that. But I've got all these herbs in the garden and flowers, so I thought, right, I've been meaning to do this for a couple of years. This is the year. So I've been chopping down the mint, I've been getting the lemon balm and drying them out, and I've been getting lots and lots of petals, like all these roses here, lots of different roses, some lavender, feverfew, calendula, quite a few other things I can't remember. Drying them out, and we've just got them on jars on the bench. Looks, I'll show you. Hey, aren't they pretty? And that one. Drying the petals is totally simple. Just put them on a towel, lie them in the spare room, and they just dry off in a few days. But there are some problems that you might encounter, like that one, if you leave it on the floor. So I took that as quite a good excuse to buy myself some different varieties of mint. I think these were only about £1 each from this shop. I got a nice apple mint. I got a Japanese mint. Hadn't heard of that one before. Slightly dodgy smell, that one. And this one was a ginger mint, which I think would be lovely. I'm going to put these into pots. I also got a couple of thymes because I've been trying to make the effort to dry the herbs as well. Why? I'm still getting masses of lettuce off my little lettuce border there. I put a second crop in, and well, a lot of them are now bolting, as you can see. But actually this type of lettuce, none of these varieties are going bitter. I'm not sure if it's because we've had such a cool July that's stopping them from going bitter. Either way, we're still able to use them, and I think I'm going to try and let these ones that are running away to seed carry on and flower, and I'll collect some seed off them. This is the hen that's been broody for several weeks, I think probably about 2 months now, and luckily it looks as though she's finally coming out of her brood, we think. That's Wendy. I'll show you in the greenhouse if you promise not to judge me. Surprise, surprise, it's wild and it's messy and it's disorganised. Oh, and there's a big bumblebee. Out you go, chap. This huge mass of foliage here are cornichons, or little gherkins, which I have been picking and pickling. I'm not getting a massive amount of fruit off them. I have started feeding them quite regularly, and well, we'll just have to see how we go, but they're starting to actually escape from the greenhouse because I don't shut the door at night. I've got a couple of cucumbers coming along there. Very happy with that. Never grown cucumbers before. I've been actually just picking them small like this to encourage more to grow. But as you see, the pots they're in are very small. I just keep watering them and feeding them and hoping for the best. As long as I get some fruit, I'm happy. And along here I have got 4 aubergines. First time I've ever grown them. I think they're doing all right. I've got flowers on them. The flowers are big and really quite pretty. Yeah, just time will tell if I can manage to grow any fruit. Certainly if I can, there'll be a regular in the greenhouse because I like aubergines. And these 2 in this big pot are the melons. They're small, but they are growing. It's certainly better than the melons outdoors. Time will tell again if I get anything on those. I'm not feeling very confident. I'll show you these, which I'm so happy about. Ages ago I sent for some seed for giant redwoods, sequoia redwoods, giant sequoia. You know those massive ones that grow in like North America and that. They grow to, I don't know, hundreds of feet high, and they're the widest trees ever. Anyway, I sent for some seed for those and didn't really expect much of it, and although there was quite a lot of seed, but I have managed to hatch 3 little ones out. Is hatch the right word? Germinate. I'm very happy about that. I think I'm going to pot those on into just slightly bigger pots now. I would be so happy. It would give so much joy if I could get 3 little giant redwoods in pots and grow on. And I know in my lifetime I'm never going to see them get big, but good. I like this kind of thing. I know everybody else is terrified of big trees, but I love them. This is my wild and wonderful tomato patch. It's somewhat controlled this year, excuse the washing line. So at the minute I'm just getting little bits of Flowers starting, it's pretty slow. Again, we'll just have to see how we'll go. It's been so cool all July. I think it's slowing things down a bit. But what I do know is, as long as I get fruit forming and it gets to full sized, it can be as green as it likes, and I can take it indoors and it ripens just fine in there. This is what I had to do last year. I picked everything, the whole table was full of tomatoes, and I think every single one ripened, and I was able to use them. I know I can use green tomatoes too, and I do that, but I'd rather have them red. I was watching one of Hugh Edwards, he's got the Big Gardening channel. I was watching one of his videos yesterday, and he showed in his greenhouse at Polytunnel huge tables full of little seed trees, just rammed with new seedlings, and he was going to plant a load more. I felt like such a failure. I mean, I know he's a professional gardener, but still. Anyway, this is what I've got, these 3 little trees. What I've got here is some iceberg lettuces. I've also got some chard in there. I think that's all. That's just a big tray of beetroot that needs to go in my border where I've had my onions up at the allotment. And this one, well, I planted some cabbages to get some, I think spring cabbages I planted, but there must have been a poor batch of seed because there's hardly any of them come up. These ones are purple sprouting broccoli. They can go in where the second earlies have just come out. I'll let them grow a bit bigger first though. And that is some more beetroot. So as you can see, the carrots on the roof are doing fantastically. They certainly look good from the top anyway. I think I'll just pull a few and see what we've got in here. I've been coming up and thinning them out. Well, I've only done that about twice, and actually with all the rain that we've had and the cool weather, I just haven't needed to come up here at all. Oh, there's a ladybird drowning. Let's just rescue her. Yeah, I haven't needed to come up and water at all, so that's been great. So no bother, just put them up here and let them grow, and there's definitely carrots there. In case you've missed me explaining it, I have been growing the carrots on the roof for the past couple of years to avoid the carrot fly, because carrot fly can only fly 2 or 3 feet high. This is a bit extreme, but it really works. I think that's about the 3rd thinning I've done in those buckets. I'm getting a whole bunch of lovely baby carrots off them. Very pleased with that, and they're all beautifully healthy. Not a whisper of a carrot fly anyway. Well, Kenny's just back from the allotment with the latest haul of courgettes. It is courgette glut season, and this particular variety is an early cropping variety, so I think the glut for us has started a bit earlier than usual. Well, everybody's given out lots of good advice about how to use your courgettes, so I just thought I'd put my little bit of advice in. For me, the best thing I've learned with courgettes is when you get them, don't stress about it, just grate them up or chop them up and put them into portions and freeze them, and then you can just use them however you want them later in the year. For a recipe on the day that you want to use your courgettes for, I'll just chop it up, whatever sizes you prefer, and use whatever other veg you've got coming in. So I might use some mange too, or some peas at the minute. Put them in the frying pan with a bit of garlic, give them a nice fast fry, and then in olive oil, and then at the end squeeze on lemon juice. It's the lemon juice that is the thing that makes it something quite bland into something really tasty. Another couple of recipes that I use regularly with grated courgette, which is when you can use it from frozen, is I make cakes. So it would just be like subbing out courgette for carrot if you were going to make a carrot cake. At the minute I've been making quite a nice one, which is courgette, ginger and cardamom. Quite tasty. You can also make courgette brownies, just look up a recipe for that. I make a lovely soup, onion, courgette, potato, maybe some garlic. I'll use some milk probably to make it creamy, and put a whole bunch of cheese in at the end. Delicious. Well, I think it's time to stop all the yakking and get some of these jobs done. Have a good week, everyone. Bye for now.